Where is God now that we need Him? Narrator and author Regina Sanford. Spiritual warfare. Where is God? What is He doing, and what is spiritual warfare? The conflict extends to the earthly realm, where Satan and his forces, often referred to as demons or evil spirits, are seen as a working to undermine God's plan and corrupt humanity. This includes tempting individuals to sin, promoting false beliefs, and sowing discord and chaos. It's about human choice. The war against God also highlights the human capacity for choosing between good and evil. Humans are seen as having a free will to either align themselves with God or with Satan. The Bible describes humanity's choice to disobey God as a fall from grace and the introduction of sin into the world. The individual struggles for each human being, the conflicts manifest in the daily lives of individuals as a struggle against temptation, doubt, and the influence of negative forces. Christians are called to resist evil and choose righteousness, seeking God's guidance and protection. Examples of the war against God in different contexts: the book of Revelations. The book of the Bible depicts a final battle between God and Satan, often refers to as Armageddon, where God ultimately triumphs. In Christian literature, many Christian authors and theologians explored the concept of spiritual warfare in their works, such as John Milton's Paradise Lost, which depicts the war in heaven. In modern interpretations, some contemporary interpretations of the war against God focuses on issues like the erosion of traditional values, the spread of secularism, and the influence of materialism. In summary, the war against God is a multifaceted concept that encompasses both a cosmic battle between spiritual forces and daily struggles for individuals to choose good over evil. But what did God do for human? Because one human's heart towards Him. God did make a covenant with Noah after the great flood, as recorded in Genesis 9. This is known as the Noahic covenant. The terms of this covenant includes God's promises never again to destroy the earth by a flood. However, if the earth is wiped out, it will be man's doing. Can we feel it today, 2025? I saw a rainbow August 1st, 2025. Seeing our cities and communities struggle. There's 19 churches near me. Mega churches should dominate, and not only for gain. While the community perishes, the churches are getting fatter. As single moms and dads fall by the wayside, and the elderly are left to nothing. As small businesses are closed down one by one. Many homeless that were once skilled and implementing those skills successfully until... You have to listen to my audio, The Atheist Within the Christian Revealed, to understand that type of fall. Many fallen in our communities, and they are expected to give to the churches, yet the churches give nothing back. Where is the housing for the fallen? Nothing set in place to give opportunity to God's people to rebuild. Oh, but you have to be a long-time member to enter New Greenwich from Dayton. Many left in Dayton. People who choose to live in the woods often do so to embrace a simpler, more self-sufficient lifestyle, connected to nature and removed from the stresses of modern society. They do not mind the isolation and accessibility, limited infrastructure, and they expect the wildlife encounters. Close proximity to nature means frequent encounters with wildlife, which can pose risks to personal safety and property, as so did Jesus. Limited economic opportunities. Job opportunities in the forest areas are often limited, potentially leading to financial instability, health, and safety concerns, which they knew beforehand. However, those that have fallen on hardship or fallen saints that are a member of Christ in particular should be able to come to God's houses in Jesus' name and to get more than a chicken dinner or bags full of old food that is picked through before it reaches the community. So many are non-active except on Sundays. The community service stops at the door. We as the body avoid one another, except family members and friends, which most of the churches are made up to be. leaving little room to allow anyone to serve for God except the elected by the church members, because that's how they do things. End times calls for changes since Father is gathering his people. Where is God now that we need him, you may ask? It became very dark outside. There was rumbling unlike any rumbling of thunder that I had ever heard. No, this rumble made a statement of dissatisfaction, a termination of regret, where there would be sunshine that time of day. This came in hard. The sun was no more behind the thick clouds that didn't care if we ever saw light again. The wind began to blow as I heard the things on our lanai being moved out of their places. I thought to myself, this is it. I embraced the fact that this could be it and the sky would split open to reveal the second coming. I wasn't afraid. Even if I didn't make it, I was glad and embraced the encounter. I was in my bedroom after thinking all that was just revealed to me in this storm. My room lit up with all kinds of colors. I looked up quickly and saw a double rainbow. I was happy because the place where God placed a rainbow in our city, in our community, and I saw it outside of my bedroom window, and the lighting was amazing. I have seen this light only then in my life. The tabloids were quick to say that it was Cabarrus County on August 1st, 2025. Widespread thunderstorms moved through the area in the afternoon and evening, bringing the potential for heavy rain and damaging winds. These conditions were conducive to rainbow formation. Although there's no specific documentation of a rainbow being observed in Cabarrus County itself on that day, a double rainbow was sighted in nearby Charlotte, North Carolina, along South Mint Street. Charlotte is close to Cabarrus County, the commentaries concluded. So it's possible that the same weather conditions produced a rainbow there as well. This was the quick report from the commentaries. Ta-da! That's their explanation. I saw it and felt it, and this is the picture that I rushed to take of the covenant rainbow set by God himself. We as believers can testify that the rainbow was established as a sign of the covenant. When a rainbow appears in the clouds, it serves as a reminder of God's promise and his faithfulness to himself and to us. However, it shows more than that. It shows us that God had to remind himself of his promise to not destroy us. To me, the fact that the evils on this earth are so prevalent that God had to remind himself of the promise because of what humans are doing on this earth, even now, 2025? Where is God now that we need him? This promise is considered to be everlasting. God made a covenant with Noah, and that the rainbow continues to represent that covenant, symbolizing God's faithfulness and his enduring promise not to destroy the earth again. God is faithful. Where is God now that we need him? Where are we now that God needs us? Who has failed God more? Who has misled more than the churches? 2025 and every one of us are feeling the impact of our choices, even up to and not limited to our governments and leaders on this earth. Many have lost homes. The economic crisis that has crippled our nations, our countries are fighting against one another on land, by air, and sea. There is a call for action. But it is asked, where is God now that we need him? Humans have run amok. Matthews 24:12, the love of many shall wax cold, signifies a decline in the love and compassion that believers have for God and for one another due to the prevalence of wickedness and lawlessness. Where is God now that we need him is the question that many are asking, and I have the answer. And the answer is, this has been a sample reading of Where's God Now That We Need Him? Coming soon to paperback, audio, iTunes, Audible, and Amazon.